Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday and Happy New Year. I hope you are all having a fantastic week. So today I am feeling still burnt out, and that is going to be one of the topics of discussion for today. Just a reminder, let me just go over there. Okay, I'm getting all confused now. I was all prepared and now I'm not prepared. Just a reminder that if you guys love competitions and you want more stuff from me, then go to my Instagram channel, follow, like, comment, share, just engage with my posts. And that is a great way for PR companies to notice me and start sending me more stuff. So I'm just going to add a link to my Instagram over here in the comments. So you guys can go click through over there. And we've got a couple of ladies. Lisa Bennett. Hi, Lisa. Oh, wait, hold on. Is that Adam? Adam is on his mom's YouTube. Shout out to Adam. Hi. Yeah, my friend's son watches my live videos. I think he's 8 or 9 years old. No, 8. I don't know. He'll have to remind me. Anyway, hi, Adam. So great to have my little fan here. Tanya, good morning. Rebecca Schultz, good morning. And Taryn, how's it? I hope you are all having a great time. I can't believe that it is January already and that it is back to school. It feels like yesterday that the schools broke up and now my kids are going back to school on Wednesday. So I'm like scrambling to get everything ready. So what I'd like to discuss today is burnout. So I'm sure you guys have, a lot of you watch all my videos, but at the end of last year, I was scrambling. There was so much going on. There was prize givings, and then there was school photos. There was exams. There was it was just thing upon thing upon thing. And then the thing that broke me was I was ignoring my sciatica, which was flaring up. So it's pain that goes from my lower back, through my butt cheek, all the way down my left leg to my foot. And usually I get that, looked at quite quickly when it starts flaring up. But because of everything that was going on, I ignored it and I put my back out. And that was on top of already feeling like there was too much going on, and then I could barely move and I was in pain. It was absolutely horrific. And so I was feeling bad already. And then it was Christmas and my son's birthday on the 20th of December. My parents were coming down for Christmas. It was just so much stuff. And I knew that I was feeling done in, but I don't think I realized the extent of it. And during this last week, I can't remember which day it was, but it was after my last live. So it was between last week, Friday, and now, a couple of days ago. My sister-in-law phoned me and she said to me, I just want to check, are you taking your psychiatric medication as prescribed? Not too much, not too little, and you taking it. And it hit me, if she's phoning me to ask me that, it's got to be really, really, really bad. And I'm grateful that I've got people that care enough about me to be honest and to check in with me. That's really awesome. But it was also just scary how I let things slide so much. And I've spent the last couple of days reflecting, and I was in complete burnout, and I've spent a lot of time now in the last couple of days doing a lot of self-care, a lot of resting, but also resting, but not lying around and binging on Netflix and not doing anything at all. So I've been going on beach walks. I've been picking up my meditation. I've been picking up my my journaling, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's been really, really tough. And also when I shared last week that my kids were away at my parents and then I was catching a bit of a break, I think that's where I kind of went even more into a slump, because I didn't have to get up in the morning. I didn't have to prepare food for kids and run around. And it's like my mom said, my older sister every time school holidays started, she would get sick. Ooh, let's turn that down. So, how do I connect, Freddie? Click on the link in the email. Okay. Now I completely lost my train of thought. Boom, that's gone. Yeah. Oh, I was saying about getting sick. So it's almost like when you don't have to perform, you suddenly just like everything just goes crashes. So I think that's what happened to me. And then also when I shared in my last live video that my kids were away and it was so nice to get a break, there were so many moms that shared how they are absolutely done in, but they don't have anywhere to send their children. They don't have a way to catch a break because it's December holidays. So tell me how you're all feeling. And my friend Freddie from Rensburg, he is my friend. He's a recovering alcoholic and addict as well, like me. And he's also a counselor and an author. So he is about to jump in to discuss burnout with us because he's qualified. I just have experience with it. Rebecca says, hello, Adam. That's so cute. I know. I went out for a lunch date with coffee with my sister-in-law and my friend, and it's her son. And she told me that he logs in regularly to watch my live videos. And I'm like, cool, you're my youngest fan. That's really awesome. Tanya saying things are moving fast. I know it feels like I blinked and the holidays were just gone. Hi, Mel. Tanya, it sounds painful. That putting my back out was absolutely horrific. Anyway, here's Freddie. Are you ready, Freddie?
You see me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you not so great. I don't know if it's my side or your side. Let me just check. My sound is full up.
Interesting. Let me see what I need to change.
No, I think it's maybe my side. My laptop's just soft. I'll just have to. Also, my hearing appears to be going really bad as well. So maybe it's my ears.
Our age.
Yeah, so welcome, Freddie. I was just telling everybody that you are my friend, fellow recovering addict and alcoholic, and counselor and an author. Freddie wrote this book that I've got, The First Layer. So it's a 12-step workbook to go through the 12 steps in 21 days. Maybe I need to get back into this to get myself back on track, Freddie. So Freddie, when I asked Freddie to come last night. I think it was late yesterday, just spur of the moment to come and talk about burnout. And Freddie, I don't know if I told you when I contacted you that I've been feeling done in, and I've known that I'm like run down. But my sister-in-law contacted me in the last few days, and she said to me, I want to check in with you. Are you taking your psychiatric meds as prescribed? Because you look like hell. And that's when it hit me. Oh, hang on a second. Yes, I am taking my prescribed medication. But I didn't realize that I looked so bad. It was a really good call. And it makes me feel that I've got people that are willing to say the things that some people don't want to say.
Absolutely. I'm just busy looking for that article that I wrote on burnout. Can I post the copy? Can I post the link?
What are you going to post?
A link to that article on burnout I wrote.
No, you can't post. I've got the link to your article. I'm going to post that now. So I'm just going to add this little ticker quickly. Boom. So you can win a Life Anon workbook, which is written by Freddie, and it's a really, really good book. Let me go grab the link, Freddie, and you can maybe just give a bit of an intro about your book while I'm getting that.
Well, I have now lost you completely.
You lost me completely.
How did I say? My life is like a Windows computer. I've got 50 windows open at the same time. I've got no idea where the sound's coming from. So that is exactly where I was now.
Okay, I've got the link. So when I contacted Freddie yesterday, he actually sent me a link to a post that he wrote on his website on burnout. So I'm going to whack that link into the post. So if anybody wants more information about burnout, you can go and check it out there. And you can also contact Freddie through his website if you need some help.
Yeah, by all means.
Mm.
So my interest in burnout has come a long way. Because it's a term that's often just being thrown around. Like I've got burnout, or when people feel tired, they refer to it as burnout. But burnout is actually a real a mental health condition, and it needs to be taken seriously. Now, I think just for the record, I'm not a specialist in burnout. Okay, well, I'm also not a clinician. I'm a counselor. Counselors don't give clinical diagnoses. When we suspect there's something wrong, then we refer on for a clinical diagnosis and then for special treatment if needed. But a lot of the burnout issues that we deal with can actually be treated and addressed with lifestyle interventions. So I'm quickly going to just look at the symptoms of burnout, and one is just fatigue. Is we just feel tired, we feel exhausted, we go to bed tired. Invariably, we don't sleep well, and then we wake up even more tired than we were the previous morning. And every day just feels like an absolute slog. We just feel we can't. But life is life, and we have to, whether we can or not. I always, especially in this community, which is a parenting community, which I'm not a parent, except of four children. But I think it must be incredibly difficult for parents when you wake up in the morning and you can't just say no to this day. You have to. We can still put in the day's leave at work, but we can't put in a day's leave as a parent. You just can't do it. So I have incredible empathy and compassion for parents, because I think it's incredibly difficult. You have to be emotionally and in all ways you have to show up in that parent relationship. So to address burnout as a parent is incredibly difficult. So therefore we need to in the parenting space, we need to really make sure that we never get to the burnout position. We have to make sure that we constantly self-care, so that we don't get to the burnout. We virtually have to hand the children to the in-laws to our parents for a week or two and say, I just need a break. So we need to look at fatigue. Am I tired? Am I not sleeping well? And am I waking up tired? The first thing that we can address there is sleep. If you're exhausted and you're not sleeping, you need to get sleep. And if that means a medical intervention, you get a sleeping tablet to just help you, I think that's completely okay. I am very pro-medication, by the way. Both chemical and natural. If you can get natural remedies to help you, something like Scletia tea is amazing. Chamomile tea works very well. You can even look at things like THC drops. But speak to your doctor, speak to your psychiatrist if you want chemicals. But it's important to get sleep, so you at least wake up in the mornings with a sense of I can do this day. I always say that if this is the level for our day, we can't start our day there, because then we take all our energy to just fight to get to normal functioning. Well, if we wake up at normal functioning, we know our energy levels are going to be. But we can't stop there and just go down and down. We at least need to give ourselves a fighting chance. So really try and get sleep. There's also an amazing meditation practice called Yoga Nidra.
Yoga what? I'm really struggling to hear. Can you use your projection voice?
What can I do? What am I using as a speaker? Let's just quickly have a look here. No,
I don't know if it's my side. Maybe, ladies, can you tell me, how are you hearing Freddie? Oh, there. Freddie is so soft. Cannot hear so well. So it's not just me, Freddie. Okay. It's you.
It's me. Okay, let's see what I can do. Just give me a sec.
Well,
open
while
source.
you're looking at your sound, I was just saying to the ladies, it was interesting because, I can, looking back now, reflecting, like my sister-in-law gave me the opportunity to stop and really look at things and go back. And I can see where it started. It was the fourth term. Actually, it started in the third term, where everything seemed like it was exams, it was this, it was that, then it was holidays, and the holidays were so short, and then we got back to school, and then a week after school, we got notification for exam timetable, which was starting in a week, and I'm like, but we just had exams, and then it was school photos and prize givings, and this, and I was just, it just got so hectic. And then I started thinking, well, I'm so tired, I really can't catch a break, but we nearly at the holidays, it's not long, I'm just going to push through. And then my sciatica started getting bad. And I said to myself, as soon as the holidays and all of this is over, once the exams are over, I thought, but they're still at school, I'll go have my back sorted out. And then I put my back out because I didn't get it looked at. And then I could barely move. And I had all this stuff I still had to do. And then everything just went on. And then funnily enough, when the holidays came, my parents came and my family, my sister. And then when my parents left, they took my kids with them. And I thought, okay, now I can really relax. But I think what happened was my body just said, you're not going to relax. You're just going to bomb out. And like, that's it. You're just going to like die. So it's that when my sister-in-law contacted me, it was before my kids got home. And I was like, but this is supposed to be my rest period. So, and I think also, I should practice what I preach. I keep telling everybody in the live videos, fill your own cup. Look after yourself, self-care. But now that I look back, I realize that because things were so busy, I let all those things slip. So it kind of, everything went on itself. So, and a disclosure, like Freddie, you said that burnout needs to be diagnosed by a professional. I have not been diagnosed by a professional. However, I have bipolar, I have addiction, I have been working on mental health for so long. Not to say that I'm now a professional, I can diagnose myself, but I'm pretty sure that it's been burnout. And I'm still exhausted, but I've noticed that things are slowly starting to get better. And this is through going for my morning walk, getting outside when I don't feel like it, just doing the damn dishes, because sitting there and staring at the dishes is not going to make me feel better. Taking that 5 minutes just to go there and wash up, cleaning house, it's all the small things that I should have been doing that I've started doing again. And I can feel, that I'm starting to get better, but I'm now a bit worried because it's now back to school, it's wrapping of books, it's all that stuff, getting back into routine. So I think as soon as I get back to school, instead of thinking, okay, great, that's school, I can do this. I think I need to get up in the morning, get back into my routine of self-care first, then work, and not push myself. Because if I do that, I'm going to be in so much trouble.
Absolutely. Because what happens then is that if you don't self-care, if you're not going to put your self-care first, you are going to try and pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
Nothing to keep, there's nothing to get.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that we always have some petrol in our tank. And that comes from self-care. Is the sound better now?
Not so much.
I wonder why this isn't working. Wait.
I think you need one of those loudspeakers.
Well, I've got various ones here. It's just to get them to work.
Give that a try. Let's see how that goes. Ooh, it's got a little thing. Yeah. I'm going to go check the comments so long. We've got Alida. She's also feeling burnout since last year. It was terrible. Her baby died in a car accident. He was 14. And his father and the new wife died. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine, Alida. I am so sorry for your loss and for your struggles. Yeah, Anna-Marie still needs to get her meds from a therapist, but no time, and starting with a new therapist. She's in a new town as well. all I can say from my experience is put that at the top of your list and get yourself in there. And thanks for the reminder. My meds are finished. I need to go fetch more today. And Bernice, she knows all about burnout, because when COVID started, she was working 16 to 18 hours a day. And also, like Freddie was speaking about how important sleep is. Now, I'm very fortunate in that regard now. I've got insomnia and I struggle big time with sleep without my meds. So I can't forget my meds because I won't sleep a wink. So I get really good sleep every single night. But I think, we're talking about mothers here. So you've got a newborn baby and a toddler. It's going to be impossible for you to get that sleep that you need, and yes, you can sleep in little bits and pieces when your baby sleeps, but how do you get that full 8 hour or 6 hour even, or maybe even 4 hour if you're really struggling? You need to get a decent stretch of sleep. How you doing, Freddie? I can't hear anything now. Nothing. I can't. Hi, Freddie. I can't hear anything. I think you need to turn your speaker on or something. Just send him a quick message. Bernice says, terrible cycle. Yeah, I think, we lose track of where we are. And we put our families first and everything we need to do first. And that just lands up with us in a very, very bad spot. So that's what happened to me. Rebecca, sending all my love and caring thoughts. Look, it is difficult.
We should have action now.
I can hear you nicely. Can you ladies hear nicely?
Whew, okay, well.
Yeah, Bernice says we have to keep on keeping on. But my advice there is, yes, we need to keep on because you can't just not feed your kid. But I think, what does my mom say? She says, when you're trying to juggle all these balls and things get too hectic, you get to a stage where you're going to drop some balls. So rather than drop the important one, chuck the unimportant ones down. The dishes, the floor doesn't have to be swept. If you don't do the dishes today or sweep the floor today, I can promise you're still going to have to do it tomorrow. So leave it for tomorrow and put it off. I love that what my mom said about the balls. She just said, rather than drop the most important one, chuck out everything that can be dropped and hold on to the important ones. And I think,
absolutely,
you do need to keep on, but just keep on with the stuff you have to, and let everything else go and look after yourself.
Yeah. And that's an important thing that so am I. And that's an important thing that you're saying, Lynn, is we tend to go through life thinking that there are certain aspects in our lives that say something about us. Let's take, for instance, an untidy lounge.
Yes.
Do you really have to tidy your lounge every day? No. If you have low energy and you have a choice between a 20-minute nap and tidying your lounge again, and you suffer from burnout, my feeling is skip the lounge and go and take that nap.
Yeah.
You can do the lounge tomorrow. You can skip dishes for one day. That and what happens is, because a lot of us suffer from a low self-esteem, what happens is we believe that a tidy lounge says something about us to other people. We think a tidy lounge represents us as good people. We think that clean dishes represent us as good people. That's bullshit. That's absolute nonsense. Being present and being awake and having energy says a lot more about us as people than a tidy lounge or clean dishes. So what you say is, drop the unimportant balls. The lounge can be done tomorrow. If you need a 20-minute nap today, take that 20-minute nap. And that's important. Is power naps, Lynn, are incredible tools for mental health. A 20-minute nap does a lot for us as human beings. Another important factor there is what people just, they don't get it. And that is, if you have a choice between rushing around or sitting down for 20 minutes around lunchtime and have a sandwich, have the cup of coffee with rusk, with a rusk. A 20-minute break halfway through your day pushes your productivity much higher than working through the whole day.
Mm.
And it sounds illogical. It sounds, we can't think that to sit down for 20 minutes is going to do us good, is going to be better for us than to continue working through what could have been a lunch hour. I think most um, 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 at-home community people don't think they have a lunch hour. If you don't, then take one. This, looking after kids and looking after a house is bloody hard work. Take that time halfway through your day. Take that at least a 20-minute break. Sit down, have a cup of coffee, a rusk, or whatever you can, but take that break, because your productivity in the afternoon will be better than when you don't take that break. That's
100%.
important. I just want to reflect on two things you said earlier quickly,
Yeah.
Lynn. Is you talked about, you saw the signs of burnout a long time before you actually really felt the burnout. You mentioned that earlier, and that's
Yes.
important. That we
And
need
I ignored them.
exactly. You,
And I said, I
this,
can fix it later.
ex- all that happens is you run lower and lower and lower
Bad
and lower and
move.
lower on your energy. There is no later when it comes to our mental health. You need to do it now. You need to put that things in, the positive work in, the self-care in right now. And the other thing that you mentioned as well is the body keeps the score. Your
Yeah.
body is going to tell you, stop, 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 stop. Something like migraines, a lot of psychosomatic
Yes.
illnesses. They are signs from a body that says, I can't anymore. I'm going to force you to stop. What happens with a migraine? You are literally incapacitated. You can't. It's your
And I've
body
been
telling
having
you,
some migraines as well.
that you shouldn't. So listen to your body.
But
Be
I think
aware of
that's
body
what makes
and your
me
back.
so angry is that I've got experience with this stuff. And I let myself slip until I hit bottom. It really, like, I've got so much experience with recovery, with mental health, with therapy,
Mm,
I know what to do, and I ignored everything
yeah.
and
It's
pushed myself.
really, really interesting. Reading this article that I wrote yesterday, so when you mentioned about today, I kind of thought, I'm sure I wrote something or I read something about burnout at some stage. And I thought, let's check my blog. And I saw the article and I read the article and I thought, oh my word, everything that's in that article is what I experienced end of November, beginning December. I
Yeah.
was so irritable. I was so irritable. I was so angry. And there was so much anger in my body. My default emotion end of November, beginning December was anger. And read this article yesterday. Oh my God, that's a symptom of burnout.
So you read your own article and
I
realize,
read my,
oops, I'm in
yeah,
trouble.
I wrote it, but I
So,
forgot that I wrote it. I forgot
so
all the details
someone
in there.
read this.
And I read this and think, God, I'm good. I just need to practice what I preach, and that you said as well. We
Yeah.
invariably stop looking after ourselves. Nobody is Superman. Um, there's this beautiful, beautiful scene in the first Batman movie. I don't know if anybody ever saw it. So Batman sits next to his grandmother's deathbed, and his grandmother takes his hand and she says to him, "You really look tired, my boy. Just remember, you're not Superman." Obviously, she didn't know she was speaking to Batman, but we are not Batmans, we're not Supermans, we're not Superwoman, we are not Marvel hero figures. We are normal human beings. We need to treat ourselves as normal human beings. That's really important.
Yeah, and I think,
So,
moms have it tough already. I mean, we've always had it tough, but now with
hmm,
COVID and, of a lot of people have lost income, and I think, and I know this stuff. When things get tough, you need to pay more attention to your mental health and you need to put more effort in. And
and that's
yeah,
when we stop. And that's when we
and
stop. There's something that tells us that because I'm so busy, I can't do the things that I need to do.
yes,
And
and we need
that
to
is
change it
exactly
around.
that's exactly when we need to do it. And you and I know that from our addiction history. Now,
Exactly.
when our mind tells us, "Oh, you're okay. You don't have to do the recovery stuff," that's when we have to do the recovery stuff.
And I think an important thing is to surround yourself with the right type of people, because
Mm,
even though I knew I was feeling burnt out, it took my sister-in-law to phone me and check if I'm on my meds
yeah.
for me to really catch a wake-up call
Yes.
and say, okay, you knew you were in trouble, but it's worse than you thought, and
Yeah.
you now need to seriously get into it. So, that was really, really helpful for me. And she was
Yeah.
so like, don't take this the wrong way, and I really don't want to upset you, or, and I'm like, thank you so much. I
Exactly. And
really,
that's what I want.
really needed that.
That's what I wanted to say now is, um, we, how can I put this? I don't think spiritually that our gods will ever come and speak to us directly. Our gods
Yes.
speak to us through other ways and means. And one of the most effective ways that our gods speak to us is through other people. So listen
100.
to other people. You had a choice. You could have been very upset with your sister-in-law because what she actually said is, "Lynn, you look like shit." you you
No, she did. She
you
said that
you
straight out.
you you could have heard that and held that against her, or you
Yeah.
could have taken it as a word from a higher being and said, "Lynn, I'm talking to you. Look
Mm.
after yourself. You're not looking well. We have a choice. We have a choice there where we can either hear the criticism or we can hear the love. And
Yeah.
invariably, we need to hear the love. When somebody speaks to us from coming from a place of love and care, don't take it as criticism. It's not personal criticism. It's somebody who loves and cares for us. And I've learned that that's my God speaking to me.
Mm.
As much as it hurts, as much as I don't want to hear that stuff, it's important that I hear it.
And it's interesting because I mean that was after my parents had left. So even my mother was here and she didn't pick up how bad it was.
Mm,
I mean, I told my mom I'm burnt out, so she knew. So maybe she thought I knew how bad it was,
yeah,
but she didn't. It was my sister-in-law, and I barely saw her these holidays. She came. I think we saw her for 20 minutes at the beach, and then she phoned me
yeah,
2 days later and said, "Hey." So
yeah,
it was really, really good.
yeah. So that's important. Listen, listen, and listen with your pride in your back pocket. That's important. Have the right people and listen to the right people. Have a few people in your life who you can trust when they tell you stuff.
Yeah, and that takes practice. It's not easy when
Mm.
someone phones you and says, "Listen, you look like shit." To kind of actually take that on board for what it is, rather than like, "How dare you,
Mm,
you horrible person, go away," block you on
exactly.
Facebook.
Yeah. Totally so. Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
you put your pride in your pocket and listen to what she's actually saying.
Mm.
Listen, Lynn, I put the yoga nidra in the chat comments. Was that a private chat? No, oh, sorry. No, I
Yeah,
think
that
I
was
did
a
it
private
private.
chat that we're not even funny. I saw that. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's what I didn't hear. So, Yoga Nidra, I'm going to go check that out. I
Yeah.
think that'll be very helpful
So
for me.
so what happens with yoga nidra is it's a meditation. Most meditation apps will have it. YouTube will have it. You virtually just type in yoga nidra meditation, and it takes you through a process of nearly a body scanning process of relaxing your body. And I don't know how those end because I always fall asleep before it ends. So I wake up with the earphones tangled around my neck and those type of things. But for me, it really works. It really, really works to help me to fall asleep.
I'll
Because
check
otherwise
that
the
out.
mind's too busy. So it takes the mind out of the mind and focuses on the body, relaxes the body, then you fall asleep. So if you struggle with sleep, use those natural things that I said. Use yoga nidra, um, or speak to a professional for medication.
Yeah, and there's lots of nice things. Chamomile tea, lavender oil in your
Mm,
bath. I do all of those
yeah,
things. It really
and
helps
as
me.
I
And
said, there's
a good nighttime routine. I mean, I'm just like a baby. I need my nighttime routine. If I stay up too late, if I watch screen time,
yeah,
too late at
mm,
night, I need to go. I need to have my bath. I need to have my chamomile tea. I need to have my lavender in my bath. And I've got all these
yes,
things, and then it all works well. And then, of course, my meds knock me out cold. Boom. And that's also fantastic.
Fantastic.
But not everybody has
Yeah.
that. We've got questions, Freddie. So I've got Benice. Freddie, I have a question. Many companies these days expect one soul, working long hours and even expecting 24-hour availability with no personal and private time, no time for yoga, only time to try and sleep. How does one work around this?
Oh, Bernice,
Yeah.
that is such an interesting and difficult question. But at the end of the day, we need to be aware of contractual obligations. Did you sign a contract with your employer that says that you will be available 24 hours? If you didn't, then somebody is in breach of contract. Invariably, when we sign an employment contract, we sell our services to an employer X amount of hours a day, a week, a month, a year, or whatever, for a certain remuneration. We, as the employee, have as much of a responsibility to stick to that employment contract as the employer has, and that comes back to the issue of self-esteem that I mentioned earlier. Is a lot of us, coming from a low self-esteem perspective, feel I don't have the right to walk into my boss's office and say, "This isn't working. The current work setup isn't working. There's something structurally wrong in the company because the work that you expect me to do is far more than I can do in 8 hours a day." We need to address that. We need to address that. Somebody needs to do it.
Well,
And we're so afraid we're going to get fired. Sorry?
And it comes to boundaries as well, Freddie. I think
Exactly.
what
Totally
I've
so.
had happen before in a workplace is I am a very enthusiastic worker. I really take pride in what I do, and this came out in your post. I'm just going to share it again in the post that you wrote that you sent me. I'm just going to pop it in the comments again for anyone that missed it. And I picked up there that people that have got high expectations of themselves are prone to burnout.
Absolutely.
And what happened to me in one work situation is I was working and I put everything in, and then there's a shortfall somewhere where somebody needs to do something, but there's no specific job description. And they're like, "Can you help with this?" "Yeah, sure." "Can you help with this?" "Yeah, sure." And then I take on so much. And then one day I look up and I'm like, what the is going on here? I can't cope.
Absolutely.
But because you do so much and you take on so much, my employer was kind of like, "Oh, what are we going to do with this?" "Oh, chuck it at Lynn." Chuck it at Lynn.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then you come me one day and say, "Excuse me," and they're like, "Yeah, but you do all of that stuff." So you don't have your boundaries put up in the beginning, and then when you try to put them up, there's this like, "Hey, why are you complaining?" So
That
I think
is incredibly important.
It's your fault that your boss is piling the work on you. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying I think it's important to always look at your boundaries. And this is with work, it's with home. Like I once threw an absolute fit at home because nobody helps me. And my husband says, "But you just do everything." When I try and do something, I don't do it right. I don't do the dishes right. I don't fold the laundry right. I don't hang it on the line right. I'm like, "Because you don't. That's why I do it." And he's like, "But then stop moaning that I don't do it." And I think as women, we do so much, and then it kind of does not work in our favor.
I had a similar thing happen to me early in my marriage. Yes, where I also discovered one day that I do so much more in terms of the house than my husband does, and now the resentment starts. Now the talking in their head starts.
Yes.
And over days, I just get more and more angry. And look, I do this, and look, I do that, and blah, blah, blah. Eventually, one day, I just burst out. And it was this huge emotional outburst of, "You don't help, and you don't do this, and you do this, I do this, I do that." And my husband kind of looked at me and he thought, "Why don't you ask me to do stuff? I don't know what you expect me to do. So give me a list of things that you want me to do, and I promise I'll do it." And I know that if I give him a list of things to do, he'll do it. So I walked away from that conversation. I should have felt really good about the end result, but I didn't. And I had to go and sit down and say, what's really going on. And what was really going on is he wouldn't do the things when I wanted him to do it and how I wanted him to do it.
Yes.
So whose problem is this? His or mine?
So, Freddie,
So
you are the woman in the relationship.
I do the housework because my husband's a computer scientist. He doesn't see dirt. Apparently, computer scientists have glasses that allow them not to see dirt.
Okay, so it's confirmed. You are the woman side of the relationship
I I
because
I
my husband
I,
can do
I,
nothing right.
I run the
Nothing.
household, yeah. But when I ask him to do something, he always does it. But he will not out of his own accord do things. It's as if he's unable to see things needs to be done. Um, so what I'm saying is that I run my life on a high standard.
Mm.
So I had to sit back and say, okay, fine. So whose issue is this? Am I going to keep on doing the stuff so that they are exactly the way I want them when I want them to be like that? Or am I going to drop my standards? And I made the choice that I don't want to drop my standards because I'm not the type of person who can come and sit here and have this conversation if I know that there's um, cat poo in the cat box. I just can't concentrate on this if I know there's something else that needs to be done. So what I do is I do this stuff and then I come and sit and concentrate. But when it comes to burnout, I need to make that choice. It's my responsibility to say, for today, I can live with a cat poo in the cat box. I have to live with a cat poo in the cat box because I don't have the capacity to do this and that.
Yeah.
And that's an important decision to make on a daily basis. But just back to the work issue, Lynn, is and that's important, is sorry, the employment contract is the boundary setting in the
Yes.
workplace. That's why the contract is there. So if one of the parties, so if you start working overtime, you are breaking the contract. And then you need to walk into your boss and say, dude, here's our boundary setting documents, and I have been breaking the boundaries. I've been working a lot more than what was agreed. We need to change this. It doesn't have to be an ugly conversation. It's literally, these were the boundaries set on paper. We both signed it. And I've been breaking the boundaries because I've been working overtime. And I've been working overtime because you've been breaking the boundary by giving more than what was agreed.
Yeah.
So sit down and say, how can we get back to the boundaries?
Great
It doesn't have
advice.
to be an ugly conversation.
Yeah. So I've got Benice here. She says she dropped all the balls at the end of 2020. Yeah, I did too. I think everybody dropped every ball that they had in 2020.
Totally so.
Let
Totally
me see
so.
what else we've got here. Bernice says power naps don't work for her. She feels more tired when she wakes up. She needs a solid 8 hours uninterrupted sleep. And that's what I was saying early on when you were struggling with getting your stuff together. I think, that the difficulty with moms is, like my daughter did not sleep through the night until after 3 years old. She was 3 years and 4 months. She did not sleep longer than 2 hours, day or night, ever. And I was such a wreck that eventually my husband and I started taking turns. Like he'd have 2 nights sleeping and I would do the baby, and then I would have 2 nights on the baby.
Oh, wow.
And when you get those 2 nights solid sleep, you feel like I woke up feeling like I'd been drinking all night. I didn't know. I was blotto. My husband and I were an absolute wreck. And I think power naps are cool. Oh, and also those 3 years, of course, the 9 months of pregnancy, I had to go off my psychiatric meds. I didn't sleep a wink for 9
Oh,
months.
my word.
So for 4 years, I did not get any sleep. It took a long time when my daughter started sleeping through to recover from that. So I think,
Yeah.
Basically us moms, we're screwed.
Yeah. Totally so. Then just on power naps is there's also, if we struggle with naps, just take that 20 minutes either way and just go and lie on the bed. Listen to an
Yeah.
audiobook, listen to a podcast, listen to the radio, whatever. But just give your body and soul that time out. You don't
Yeah.
have to nap. Just there's a lot to say for just rest as well. Take those few minutes, lie on the couch, lie on the bed, sit on the chair, and just do nothing. It's really okay to do nothing. And that's the other thing that's really important, is we are not human doings. We are human beings. We
Yes.
need to learn to be. But what we are taught as children is that we need to do. That's nonsense. So it's really okay to take time out to be. Go sit in the garden and look at the birds for 20 minutes.
I think it's
Just
also
be.
important to look at what are the expectations of the other people in the house. And this is something I've learned now with the pandemic, is that it's been harder than ever to manage. And there's been so many things I can't get to. And it was quite, my husband came home the one day and I said, I'm so sorry, I haven't tidied up. I haven't done this. I haven't got supper ready. The kids are not bathed. The homework's not done. This. And he looks at me, he says, I don't care. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
He said, let me make you a cup of coffee. Just sit down and breathe. And I'm like, wasn't I breathing? And I think, you have this expectation. You've got to have this done when the husband gets home. You've got to have that. And it's not always that important. So I really, I learned quite a lot. And, just look at what you expect of yourself and then look, like, is it really important? Ooh, Freddie's having some trouble there. You've gone all blurry.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to do now, is to put myself back in focus. And what normally happens is if I stop the cam and I start it again, then it works. But now
It's
it doesn't.
fine. You can be blurry. Just lower your.
I'm back.
You're back.
I'm
Lower
back.
your expectations. That's another great bit of advice that mom gave to me.
Yeah.
I said, I can't get to everything. She says, I've got the best advice for you. Just lower your expectations. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Talking
And that's
about
really,
that,
really
I don't know
true.
if anybody noticed. Last week, I was in my nightgown. This week, I'm in my nightgown. And you know what? Lower your expectations, peeps. The video starts early on a Friday morning. It is still holidays. And one of the moms that left a review on my website said, it's so nice. It feels like I'm sitting having a cup of coffee in my PJs.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, if that's what you think, I don't even have to get dressed for this stuff.
Totally so. Alzana, I love what you're saying. When everything gets too much, you go and lie down and watch Disney movies with your kids. How awesome is that?
I love that.
Your kids will remember you as a good mother far more for watching movies with them than having a tidy kitchen. I promise you that.
Yeah, definitely. And we've got Raya
Absolutely.
that says she once asked someone the same question out of concern, and it caused so much trouble, and it was taken so wrong. Look, I don't think there's a nice way to say that to anybody. So I don't think it's your side. Maybe if I hadn't done so much therapy and so much work on myself, I would have been really offended. Maybe a couple of years back, I wouldn't have had enough personal growth to have taken that in the way that it was intended. So, and I think it's important, if you've got someone you care about and you see them slipping down a slippery slope, it's best to say it.
Absolutely.
And you can't control how somebody's going to receive the message.
Totally so. Totally so. You did the right thing by arriving into that space in a spirit of love and compassion. The fact that you wasn't accepted that way, you can't control that.
I like this. Offense is never
I like
given,
this.
only taken. Beautifully
Nice,
said.
Rebecca.
There we
Exactly.
go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Very
I'm just
true.
going through the. So Sharon's asking, does yoga help to calm down anxiety?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I don't do enough yoga.
No, as well.
Oh, yeah.
But
Bernice says the companies put it in their contract that you must be available if necessary. They word it differently, though. There is no definitive line with hours in the contract. Of course, they have the 8 to 5 obligatory hours, but add the availability clause. Sure. But I mean, they can't expect you to just be like available 24/7. That's absolutely insane.
Bernice, ask for that to be clarified.
I think that's best.
And we have nothing to lose by asking. And if they are not willing to accommodate you, then you need to ask yourself if you are with the right employer.
And then here,
we
Christelle, she loves this topic. She left the hospitality industry because of toxic bosses. And I think that that's a really important thing as well. I mean, I think anything seriously toxic in your life that you cannot resolve in a healthy way, you need to cut it out. You know, it's easy to say that, you know, when maybe you're the sole breadwinner and there's no employment opportunities. But I do feel that, you know, I haven't had that with a job recently. A while back I did. But in my life now, I think as I create more and more healthy boundaries, people don't overstep them when you've got firm, healthy boundaries up.
exactly.
And it's taken me a long time, but I've now almost completely cut out all the toxic people in my life. And the ones that are toxic that I can't completely cut out, I won't say who, I keep them. I've got very firm boundaries, and I'm not scared to say, listen, I'm sorry you've overstepped here, and you can't come into my little bubble and ruin my day. And I think that's really important. And when you can achieve that, your life will be so much calmer, peaceful, and enjoyable.
I just want to comment on that employer-employee situation. Is I do the mental health support for a company. So the deal is that if somebody in the company needs mental health support, either their supervisor contact me with an email CCing the employee in and say, Freddie, I introduce you to X. X wants to talk to you. Or the X contacts me directly. So then I take over. The company doesn't know who I speak to, what I speak to them about, how many sessions I do with them a week or a month. The agreement is with the company that I can see people in 20 sessions in a month. If there's more need, then I just let them know, listen, I'm going over my 20 sessions. Is it okay? Some months I see three sessions. Some months I've gone up to 45 in that week with the riots last year. It was just everybody was freaking out. I was so busy. Anyway, then the company asked me to do some training for them. And I listened to this and I thought, this is really interesting, the training that they want. Because from the managerial side, they are so loving and caring towards their staff, but they are doing some fundamental things wrong, as in not hearing their staff when they talk. And what I had to do, I had to go to management and say, anonymously, I'm going to read you some things that your staff said to me over the past few years. And they were kind of, we can't believe this is how they feel and think. We do all of these things for them. So from the company side, they thought they were really doing a good job, but the needs of the staff were different. That's why it's important for us in that employment setup. We need to talk. We need to say when we're not happy. We need to speak to the right people in the company. So, and that's important about the boundary as well, is the boundary is only a boundary if you stick to it. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just this flexible non-entity if you're going to cross the boundaries. Yeah. So if your employment contract is the boundary set in the employment setup, then you need to stick to it. It's your responsibility. And if it's unclear, you need to go and clear it up. So that all parties are very clear about where they stand. Because a lot of times the employer knows that the employees are working hard, but they really don't know how hard because we hide it from them. We think it's going to make us look bad if they know that we work until 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And some of us see it as a badge of honor to overwork ourselves as well. That's nonsense. There is absolutely no glamour in burnout. There's no glamour in mental breakdowns. So don't work yourself into what you think is a glamorous position of having a mental breakdown. It's not glamorous.
I totally agree with you. And it comes up to your own expectations of yourself again. Cool.
Totally again.
Can we wrap up now? So for all the moms that have got burnout, can we list some things, just 1 or 2 word things that are going to help. So you've said yoga nidra, you've said power naps.
Yeah.
I'm going to add in get outside and take a walk. Get outside into nature. It doesn't have to be, it can be a 5-minute walk, because I mean, if I don't feel like doing anything, I don't feel like going outside for a walk. But I find if I just get up and take a 5-minute walk outside, I actually really enjoy it. And I plan on a 5-minute walk and I walk for 20 minutes and I come back and I feel great. Eating properly, regularly, don't miss your meals. That's a biggie for me.
And I think something that we learn in recovery as well is the HALT concept. HALT, and I add S to it. We need to make sure that we're never hungry, angry, lonely, tired, or stressed. Listen to the warning signs in your body and address those early. Also, Lynn, I will seriously recommend that everybody make sure that they have one person that they can always talk to. Get yourself a counselor, get yourself a life coach. Speak to them 1 hour a year, a month. 1 hour a month to just kind of unpack, vomit your shit out on the carpet and walk out. It's their responsibility.
Yeah.
It's their responsibility to deal with it. It does us so good to just literally vomit the shit out of our systems. We feel so much better. And go on a journey of self-discovery. You know, but my book Life and Non is exactly that. It helps us to have a look at our pasts, at the way we grew up, at our false belief systems and all those type of things. Because if you understand that and we can contextualize it, we know why we have such high standards for ourselves. And once we understand that, we can say, but I'm not doing this. I'm a 54-year-old man. I don't have to please my mother anymore. It was a huge realization. I realized that I don't have to please my mother. I'm a fully blown adult. And if she disagrees with me, or if I don't have her blessing on something, that's her problem. It's not mine. So work through some self-help stuff. See why you are thinking in a certain way, and learn to undo it. Everything that you learned can be unlearned, and that's what Life and On helps you as well with.
I think another important one, you said self-discovery. And one of the things that I found really helpful for me is when I became a mom, I just lost my identity. I was just Callista's mom and Skulk's mom. You know, I get used to people. If someone says Callista's mom, it's like, boop, that's my name. And I lost touch with all the things that I like doing. I like doing puzzles. I like gardening. I like fire dancing. I like crochet. I like reading. And there became a moment when I thought, when have I done something I like doing? It's always the kids like this. My husband likes that. My husband watches this on TV. So I just fit in. Again, not when it's racing and crap like that or cars. But, you know, I lost touch. I did nothing that was nice for me. So, I mean, yes, you've got to like have a nap and you've got to eat well and all of that. But what brings you joy? And you don't have to go and like take 5 hours out of a day to do that thing. So what I've done now is my garden, my little pot garden died over December, just before December.
Oh, no.
So I said to my mom when she said, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, because she's got a farm. I'm like, I want compost. I want seedlings. I want wood to burn. I love making fires and they've got loads of wood. So I'm like, that's what I want. And she's like, huh? So I said, yeah, I've changed. I want my garden going and I want, you know, to rejuvenate the whole thing. It's going to take so much money and going to the nursery. And I thought, she's got a whole farm there. Bring me stuff. So my mom and I sat during the holidays and it was so nice. We sat there together with sand and compost and we dug out all our pots. We redid everything and it's looking beautiful. I'm eating my own spinach again. So I think that's, you know, and the one mom said, you know, she does crochet. I saw another one say she loves reading. So, you know, make sure every day, just 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be much, and you
5 minutes, literally 5 minutes.
5 minutes, and just do something you enjoy. Go out and prune a bush if you like gardening. Just 5 minutes, and you'll find the more that you do these things. Like now, I'm like, I just want to do stuff I like doing. My kids are like, Mom, we want to do this. I'm like, I'm gardening. Leave me 10 minutes. You know? And it's okay to go and say to somebody, I'm actually busy doing something that I enjoy. You're going to have to wait 10 minutes because we constantly put everybody else first. And just
Absolutely.
putting yourself first for a little bit of time every
Yeah.
day, it's not just the fact you get that 5 minutes doing something you enjoy. It's the fact that you are slowly but surely building yourself up and putting yourself first, which is a biggie.
Yes. Or even if you just have to say it, I am busy putting petrol in my tank. When I'm finished, I will be okay for you to get some of that petrol. But I am
Well,
busy putting petrol in my tank.
I had a talk with my children a while back, and I've often tried to explain to them, like, Mom's only got so much energy in a day, and it goes over their head. And then I sat them down the one morning and I said, you guys like gaming, right? They're like, yeah. I said, well, you know how you play a game and you keep trying to do something, you do it over and over and over again, and you keep losing your lives, and then suddenly you've got no more lives. You can't carry on playing. Either you got to buy more little coins so that you got more lives, or you got to sit and wait for an hour until all your lives are rejuvenated. I'm like a game. I sit, I do
Awesome.
the dishes, I feed you, boom, one life. I do
Yeah.
this, I teach you, boom, one life. I do homework with you, boom, one life. I've got nothing left. Mommy's got to go lie down on the bed to, what is it called? Respawn. You got to respawn in the games. I said, Mommy's got to go respawn now. There's no
Fabulous,
more
Lynn. That's so
lives.
cool.
There's nothing coming out of this lady until those lives are respawned. Of
How
course,
awesome is that?
you can
Fabulous.
brush my hair, you can make me a cup of coffee. That helps me respawn faster because you can do things in games to respawn faster. And now they kind of understand, like, Mommy's just like a game you play. Mommy needs
Yeah.
to respawn and rejuvenate.
That's fabulous. Awesome.
Yeah. And like
Cool.
I said as well, like, if I do the dishes, boom, one life's gone. If you do the dishes, I don't waste my energy and I don't lose a life. So if you do the
Yes.
dishes while I read a book, Mommy's still got that life.
Yeah.
And when I read
Which
a
means
book,
then we can play together later. Yeah.
Exactly,
Fabulous.
exactly.
That
So
is such a
I
good
think it's
analogy. I love that. Oh,
no,
what an
that it's
awesome way to
fun and
explain
it
that to
talks to
children.
you.
Well done. Yeah. Speak their language.
Awesome. So Freddie, have you got somebody you want to pick for a winner? Did anybody stand out for you?
I think Bernice.
Ah, that's who I wrote down. But I was going to see if you had somebody. So Bernice, you're like definitely the winner. Bernice Harmon, just pop me an inbox on my Facebook page, and then I will get you in contact with Freddie to win your Life Anon workbook. Cool.
I'll
Freddie,
post you your
I don't
book.
know if you're going to hang on and carry on with us, but I'm going to be talking about all sorts of mom stuff and also things like periods, TMI.
Well,
So
I don't know. I don't know if you saw how I burst out laughing when you said just prune a bush, and I thought, well, thank God you didn't say prune your bush. So I think I'm going to allow you to talk about your bushes without me.
well, you can garden and prune a bush, and you can prune your bush. And I think both of those would be classified as self-care. Although one will make
Absolutely.
your husband happy and one he won't notice.
Awesome. So nice chatting to you again, Lynn. Always have so much
Thank
fun
you
with
so
you.
much,
Help
Freddie.
yourself.
Great
Keep up your
stuff.
good work. Okay. See ya. Bye.
Ah, awesome. Great stuff, ladies. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed Freddie. I absolutely love him to bits. He's been part of my support network and my friend group for I think 12 or 13 years now. Absolutely fantastic guy. Rosita, Tanya, you noticed my nightgown? Bernice didn't notice. You didn't notice. Oh, no problems. Okay, so let's go. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got so many comments. Taking a walk, everyday music, fantastic, yeah. And exercise really helps too. Yeah, I've made a point this week. Every day I've done some exercise, usually a beach walk with my kids, or I walk with them when they ride their bikes, or I even did a little floor exercise, a low impact, high intensity thing. I needed half the video because I lost steam, but I did half a video. It took me 10 minutes. So I did something. And I think it's not about doing a huge amount of stuff. It's just doing it regularly and consistently and building on it. So yeah. Awesome. Let's see. Oh, coloring. Yeah, Tanya, coloring has actually got a load of benefits. It's absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's see. I need to swing past all these comments and then I need to see where. Tanya, you love them. I love Freddie. He is amazing. So much wisdom. Yeah, I think burnout is a fantastic topic for us all. I think we're all pretty much in the same boat at the moment. So I wanted to remind everybody about the happy, let me turn it so it's not shining in the light. I'm going the wrong way. Happy Event Body Butter. So I received 6 of these last year and I'm absolutely loving it. It's got olive oil and shea butter, and it's got vitamin E and A, which is fantastic for your skin. It is unscented. It is lovely and thick. Absolutely divine. So I wrote a review on this on my website during the week, and I'm just going to get the link for you. Happy Event. So I'm going to put the review in the comments now, and you can win on that blog post. You can enter to win one of 2 Happy Event body butter hampers. That's 6 of these, so it'll last you for a good amount of time. It's really fantastic for stretch marks. I've still got plenty of them, and my kids are 8 and 10. It's a work in progress, and this certainly helps. So I can tick that off. See what other banners I've got. What am I busy with? Okay, so that was my Happy Event body butter review with the giveaway. Okay, so the next giveaway that I've got, and this is a live giveaway. This is for a Luna and Jelly Express pack. I'm going to go get my review. So the Express pack has got the basics of preparing your daughter for menstruation. So it's got some panty liners, it's got some pads, it's got booklets that's personalized, not booklets, letters to your daughter, addressed to her to help her prepare for her first period. It's absolutely fantastic. And what I received from them is different. I got a Luna Primrose pack, and I'm going to pop the link to that in the comments so you can go just check out that review. I did that quite a few months ago, but we were doing a lot of live giveaways. So you can win a Luna and Jelly Express pack with some Ferrero Rochers in, but this is only to collect in Durbanville. So if you are able to collect in Durbanville, just let me know in the comments if you would like to win that. And then I'm going to be writing a post soon on preparing your daughter for menstruation. And my daughter's 10 years old. She's not started yet. I don't know when she'll start. But I've been very concerned about preparing in the right way so that it is as positive an experience as possible, and that she knows what to expect and she doesn't get any nasty surprises. And I'm so excited because I am in the process of receiving the last thing on my list. So the first thing I did is I bought her some, let me just go here. I'll give you I'm going to give you a link to one of my Instagram posts. It's not the one about the right booklets, but I bought booklets from Barely Parenting from Florencia that are all about menstruation and boundaries. There's 2 books on periods. There's 1 book on boundaries, which is very important as well as they become teens. And so that really, they are beautifully illustrated. They're beautifully worded. And my daughter read those, and then the questions started. So it was a wonderful way to open up the conversation around periods. And then I got the Luna and Jelly Primrose pack, which is the review link that I put in the post, in the comments. And that came with like a beautiful bag, a whole stack of pads, everything she needs for her first period. It came with a tote bag and then a smaller bag where she could put her period supplies in her school bag. So if she starts at school or if she's out, she can just take that with her and be fully prepared. And then the last thing I wanted to get for my daughter was period panties. I've spoken about it before. So period panties, it's a menstrual product where it's not a normal panty, it's reinforced. So if your daughter starts her period at school, for example, for the first time, she's not likely to know the signs or to expect that it's coming. But if she starts wearing that, it's not going to leak all over her school dress and cause one of those horrific, embarrassing first period moments. So I've been talking about Y-Sense and earning surveys through Y-Sense. I'm earning with surveys through Y-Sense, and I earned enough to cash out enough to get these period panties through Amazon. Now, there are places in South Africa that supply them, but I've been looking and they really are expensive and pricey, and some of them don't look such great quality. So I ordered from Amazon. It was supposed to cost me, I think, $42. But when I placed the order, it was only $35. So I don't know, I got some discount somewhere. And that's for 4 period panties. I'll give you guys the link. Where am I now? To the ones that I bought. Oh dear. I'm just trying to find this. Okay. So I'll show you the ones that I bought. I'm popping them in the comments now. And please note, this is an affiliate link. So if you click and buy through my link, I'll earn commission. Yay! Cool. So yeah, I bought those and it's for 4 pairs. Oops, that link won't go through. Why? Oh, I don't know why. But I'll add it to my post on my website. So it's for 4 panties, and she chose all black, and I tried to find ones that had pretty pictures that were like funky, but she didn't like it. It's now all black only, please. She's got very firm ideas of what she wants. So they actually, even though, I think it's $25, and then there's delivery costs, and oh good, the link's working your side, Caitlin. Thank you for letting me know. Perfect. I thought the link had told me there's an error, so I don't know. So it was $25 or $22, I can't remember, for the panties, and then there's import duties and there's delivery costs as well that's added on. So it came to a total of $35 something. And the best part is that I didn't pay cash for that. I cashed out from my Y-Sense earnings through to Amazon, and then I bought it with my earnings. So it was dollars to dollars, which is really fantastic. Makes me happy. Yeah, so let's see. How old when she started her periods? She hasn't started her periods, Wendy. She's 10 years old. She just turned 10 in October. But I don't want her to not know what a period is and not be prepared for when the time starts. So I've done all the preparation. We've had lots of discussions. She knows exactly what it is. She knows what a pad is. I've told her how the pad can be put on. We've practiced that. We've put her stuff in her bag. So this is the last thing. Sharonza, how long does it take for delivery from Amazon? It really varies. It depends if the item's in stock. So some items they have in stock at the Amazon warehouse. There's also, I think, an Amazon warehouse in Cape Town. So some of it actually has to come from overseas to here. Some of it comes from Cape Town to here. But when you place your order, it'll tell you what the delivery, the expected delivery time is. This particular item, I think some stock items are in Amazon in America in stock, some are in Cape Town in stock. Some has to be sent from the Amazon supplier. So I think that's what this is. So it's taking a bit longer. They said it'll be about 8th of February. But usually when I order from Amazon, it takes like 4 days. So it just depends. And sometimes when you order from Takealot, there's a delay in it. But this one's going to take a little bit of time. Wendy, you also need to prepare your daughter. Yeah. Look, I'd rather prepare early than late. So maybe I'm a little bit early for it. But some girls start their periods now at 9 years old. It's absolutely crazy. Giovanni, she's also started looking into menstrual cups and cloth pads. Cloth pads is something I also want to look at. I spoke to my daughter about it though, and she said she'd rather start off with the disposable pads. Menstrual cups are absolutely fantastic. In fact, I had a really good discussion with Megan from Lula Cup about menstrual cups. And in fact, we've done some giveaways with Luna and Jelly for menstrual cups. We did 2 giveaways for that. Let me just look for my post. I did a fantastic video with Megan on how to use a menstrual cup. And she's such a fantastic person. She's also going to be joining us again live at some stage. Menstrual cups are absolutely fantastic. It's like a silicone cup. The link for how to use a menstrual cup is coming to the comments now. Ooh, and there's a spammer. Go away. Block. Menstrual cups are like a silicone cup that you stick in your vagina, and the cup kind of opens up and sucks on your cervix, and then all the blood goes into that, and you reuse it for about, I think, 10 years. Yeah, so I mean, that's fantastic. And I know that, I don't know how much Luna and Jelly sells the menstrual cups for, but with Megan from Lula Cup, last I heard, it was, I think, $100. So Tanya's been bombarding me this week about Y-Sense. It's absolutely fine. If you have questions, just send it my way. I'm happy to answer. Tanya, she just drove her husband to the GP. She knows she's going off topic, but does anyone else's husband judge their driving? I was just talking to my mom when she brought my kids back. She drove part of the way from their farm. And she said, my dad is like terrible. He's like, the whole point of my mom driving part of the way is so that my dad can get some rest. But instead he stands there, sits there like, what about this? What about that? How fast are you going? And my husband, like with me driving, it's not often that I drive with my husband where I'm driving. He'll be like, there's a bicycle. I'm like, I see the bicycle. I actually have my driver's license too, you know. So yeah. Nabila, she just started a Y-Sense journey. Any suggestions for nice games? Yeah, definitely. And Tanya here says Coin Master. Excuse me. The games that pay out the most that I saw was Coin Master, Pit Master, and Dice Dreams. But I find them really, really boring, so I don't like those games. But you can put it on auto spin, so it can spin. Keep spinning. Like, so sometimes what I do is I have my phone next to me while I'm working, and I just put the game on to spin, and every now and then you've got to click on something, but it just spins, and it just plays. So you get a certain amount of money for a certain amount of time, and I just let the game play next to me, and then I earn, which is really awesome. Amazon, never knew Amazon delivers to South Africa. Oh my gosh, have I got that link? Let me just see here. I'll give you a link on Amazon. I love buying from Amazon. I'll give you a link here about what I think about buying from Amazon. Rhea, you can check it out. And of course, click on my links to Amazon, because then when you buy from Amazon, I earn commission. Thank you. But yeah, I absolutely love Amazon. And like I say, you can earn through Y-Sense, cash out, Amazon gift cards, and then you can earn. Okay, so I'm going to announce the winner for this competition at the end, but now I want to discuss Y-Sense. So about earning from Y-Sense, something new that I've learned this week is that there's a limit on the amount of Amazon gift cards you can cash out. So there's a number of ways that you can cash out from Y-Sense. So the ones that I enjoy is PayPal, Payoneer, and Amazon. And in my previous videos, I think 4 weeks ago, I cashed out via Payoneer. The next week, I cashed out via PayPal. Last week, I cashed out via Amazon gift card. So if you cash out via PayPal, you can cash out when your Amazon account has $10. For Payoneer, you have to have $52. For Amazon, you only have to have $5 in your account. But I learned that there's a limit of how many times you can cash out Amazon gift cards per day. So you can only cash out $5 at a time, and you can cash out twice a day. So you can cash out a total of $10 a day to Amazon gift card. So it took me the whole week because I needed $45. So I had to cash out like 2 times a day before I can get my gift card. And then it takes 2 or 3 days for the gift card to get sent. And then you got to put that into Amazon and then wait for it to build up. So that's something new I've learned. But I'm going to put my links to YSense. So last month I earned $120 on YSense. So here's my review link. And that's my highest ever earning for a month. And I've really been working quite hard at it. And yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. And then I've also got a post here where I wrote how to earn more with YSense. So these are new things I've learned over the last couple of weeks. Because the review I published, I think in 2020 sometime. And then this post I published about a week or 2 ago. Ooh, Tanya, you played Coin Master this week, 27 cents a time, and you made $4 this week with free time because that's one thing. This week there's been hardly any surveys on YSense. It's been a pain in the butt, but I think it's important to take note that it's the time of year. So most companies are closed at the moment. They're only opening next week. I don't know if YSense has been closed or not. They're probably working on skeleton staff or something for the festive season. And there are real people behind the surveys, real companies. So if everybody's closed, of course, there's not going to be surveys. So I'm hoping it's going to pick up a lot very, very soon. But it has picked up a bit in the last few days. There's been a couple of surveys available. There were 2 days, I think New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, or maybe New Year's Day and the 2nd of January, that there was like nothing. So I was very, very disappointed. Bernice, you think you've got about 2 years to go to be able to cash out. All the surveys you've done so far, you don't qualify. Bernice, that is addressed in my post. So one of the downsides is with YSense when you first start is that you've got a zero trust factor with YSense. And the more surveys you do, the higher your trust factor, the more surveys you qualify for. But then it's like a catch-22 situation in the beginning. So the advice I have to offer there is just keep going, try your best, and just be like a dog with a bone. And once you start qualifying, you qualify for more. So it is a bit of a process in the beginning. It's a royal pain in the butt. When I first joined, I left YSense. I didn't go back for 2 years because of that. But then I went back and I listened to the advice that people gave me and I started qualifying. And now I qualify for quite a lot, which is really awesome. So my goal for January, I want to hit $200 for the month of January at YSense. So I'm hoping that I get there. And I'm hoping, things have got to pick up for me to get there. Otherwise, it's going to be really, really slow. Cool, Anna Marie, you got your YSense working. Fantastic, Bernice. Yeah, it is frustrating in the beginning. I'm not going to lie and say it's so easy to earn with YSense in the beginning. It's crap. It's hard. Just keep on going. Awesome. Okay, so I've shared my goals and my YSense. Something else cool, and this is something that's been in the pipeline for ages. I'm in the process of creating blogging courses specifically aimed at moms like me and you, so you can learn how to make money online from home. And one of the reasons why I'm also able to make such good money with YSense is because I'm a blogger and I've got a platform where I can share about it. So yeah, that makes a big difference as well. And then my blogging courses, it's been on my to-do list since the end of 2019. And then high pandemic, children at home, it makes creating videos really, really hard. So I've set out the framework for my first couple of courses that I want to do. And these courses are going to be aimed at moms that don't know anything about blogging, how to set up, how to choose your niche, how to build your website, how to choose your domain name, how to create a post, how to write it, how to do anything and everything that I know how to do. I want to share all of this information in courses, and not courses that are going to cost you $10,000 or $5,000, because I've seen loads of those online. I want to make it really accessible for anyone and everyone, you know, and a lot of the courses are like $50 a month. So you got to sign up to be a member, and you like $50 a month. But that's not very viable for mothers like me, because I don't have, you know, it's all very well if you're going to sit and do 8 hours a day working on your website, learning, doing training courses. But we moms, we only have 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. So I want to break my courses up into short little 5-minute video sections and tutorials that moms can do like in their spare time and fit it in here and there. And it will be priced per course. The first course is going to be 100% free with the basics of how to get started. And then I haven't worked at my pricing yet, but I want to keep it really reasonable and accessible for everybody. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. And I really, you know, I say coming soon, but it's pandemic based and burnout based and etc., etc., etc. You get the drift. Coming soon, don't know when. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad. I hope Tanya's interested, Rebecca's interested, Wendy's interested, Sharonza's interested. Can't wait. Can't wait. Oh, awesome. I'm glad you ladies are interested. Nabila, she's still trying to figure out why sense and playing around with it. She's got to go. She's at the clinic. Oh, I hope your son gets better soon. Have a good weekend and let us know how he is feeling later. Tanya. Yeah, it's not a new venture. It's an old venture that hasn't happened because of stuff. So, yeah, I've just got to get into that and coming soon. Pending. Oh, yeah, you know what it's like. I really, it's something that I've dreamed about doing, and like I say, I've set up the framework and I've written some of the content. I just have to get to it. You have a lot of stuff on your plate. Yeah. The biggest one at the moment on my plate is my burnout, which I have to address first. So cool. So let's have a look. Banners. What banner have I got? Ooh. Okay. So who's in wrong banner? Wait, take that off. Cool. Who is in Cape Town and wants to get a Luna and Jelly Express kit? Let me know. And I just need to have a look and see if there's anything else that I wanted to share. Oh, if you want to talk to me about burnout, I mean, that was the main discussion at the beginning of this video. I'm just going to pop down my link. I added a link. I added a post on the Instagram earlier on this week. So if you want to chat to me directly about burnout and just have a discussion on it, you can grab me on that Instagram post. Wendy, no, unfortunately, this is not a courier one. Me, Raya, are you in Cape Town? Can you collect in Durbanville? Confirm. If you can collect in Durbanville, then the express kit is yours. Just confirm. Ah, Giovanni, why you're not in Cape Town? Ah, I'm sorry. Yeah, just on note on the giveaways. We've done a number of giveaways where the prize is to be collected, but moving forward this year, from now, all the giveaways are going to be delivered. Yes, please. Okay. Rhea, you've won the Luna and Jelly Express kit. Please just pop me a message on my Facebook page with your email address so that I can arrange all of that for you. Great stuff, ladies. Good luck for next week. I really hope that everything goes smooth for me and for you. I'm not so sure it's going to go so smooth. I'm going to be purposely dropping a lot of balls over the next week and concentrating on my mental health. So yeah, chat to me on Instagram, share your stories, and I'll catch up with you next week. And later on today, I'll be publishing my post for this video. Have a good one. Bye.